Hi, and welcome to this month's segment of MCI Live. We are so happy that you have joined us right here on this, our podcast version of our opportunity to share with you information, ideas, and events that are happening in and around Liberty City. But more importantly, to highlight those who are in our community, serving our community with relevant information regarding how we move our community forward. I am your host, Latasha Daniels, and of course, I always have my trusted assistant, this gentleman who works so well with us to keep this momentum and keep this event happening for us in the form of MCI Live. I'd like to welcome Mr. Cedric Dawkins. How are you today, sir?
I'm good. Good morning. Thank you for having me as always.
Listen, so we both are July babies.
Yes, we are.
And so let me say officially to you, even though we're in the month of August, happy belated birthday.
And happy belated birthday to you.
Listen, us July babies do it right, y'all. Listen, with our highly emotional, sensitive, family-oriented selves, right?
Yes, all of that.
And so we are so happy to just talk a little bit about what happened over the course of the month of July and just the wonderful opportunities we had. Of course, in the latter part of June, we kicked off our summer programming.
Yes.
We were excited to continue to do this work and service that we do with our children, serving 125 students there at Charles Drew, which I'm not going to talk too much about that because we've got a fabulous guest in the studio with us.
We're excited.
But 125 students at Charles Drew, 30. We are signed by the Children's Trust, 21st Century, to really serve about 30 students at Northwestern. But after we had an event in June with none other than Will Smith, when the students at Northwestern heard about the opportunity that our children had, and we pulled some of the students from Charles Drew, our middle school students, to be a part of his book launch and book club. And every quarter, he's going to be coming back to meet with these students. When the band and football team heard about that, our 30 number went to 60 children. And so at Miami Northwestern, we are so happy to be serving 60 children over the summer. And so we're just excited about ensuring that these children did not have summer loss, that they were engaged, but more importantly, that we kept them safe over the summer.
Yes, with so much going on, it's just important to keep them occupied with positive things to do.
I mean, because the mayor's office kicked off the summer by declaring that it was going to be a bloody summer.
Yes.
And I said, along with myself, Tina Brown, and others who are doing this work, Overtown Youth Center, Miami Children's Initiative, Ebony Johnson up in Miami Gardens, even those working in down south, we were determined to ensure that if not under our watch, whatever we can do to help keep these babies safe, and if that meant stretching ourselves, and I hate to say it, but even be the Petri dish over the summer, we're having all those kids in this COVID context.
I know.
We were willing to be we were willing to say the hypothesis was going to lay on our side of the tank, that we want to keep them safe.
Sacrifice we're willing to make.
Yeah. And so to be able to do that, term out with that, we had about 15 of our interns. We had a chance to do that. They'll be highlighted later this month in our other segments and shows. You'll be able a chance to see a couple of those students that were a part of our group. We're excited about that. But let's talk about something that we ended the summer program with.
Yes, we're excited this month with a teen talk, which was the collaboration with the Miami Children's Initiative, Trayvon Martin Foundation, the Overtown Youth Center, the Resource Room, and also Honey Shine, which is Tracy Morning's organization.
Honey Shine, PAL.
Yes, the PAL as well.
They had Coral Gables PAL and I think Miramar PAL.
I believe so, and also the Day Christian football team.
The entire football team.
And the coaches.
Yes. Showed up. So 175 students.
Yes.
At Miami.
At Florida Memorial University.
At the best HBCU South, Florida Memorial University, which I am a proud Lion. Go Lions, forget you. We're about to start off our football season, all that. Don't be a hater.
Okay, I'm going to try not
Drink
to.
Don't be a hater, Ada.
Oh, Lord. But yes, we had the teen talk. We had all types of speakers from the public defender's office. We had retired police officers so that the kids wouldn't feel like intimidated to speak to a.
Or that they were snitches.
Right, exactly.
Because I don't know what this thought process is that
Snitches get stitches, correct.
We've got to, if you see something, you got to say something
Yes.
because that's the only way we're going to be a part about that momentum of changing the narrative around.
And it could save a life.
Yeah, and the life you save may be your own.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
And so to have that teen talk there at Florida Memorial University, have the room packed, it was a lot of energy. They had a little old school music going, a little young people music going.
Yes.
In my mind, I won every dance contest, even though I didn't move nothing but my finger probably. But it was a fabulous time.
Yes, it was.
So, but we also want to talk about our evidence to success. That's getting ready to come up. For those of you, we've been talking about this for the last several months now. Evidence to Success is where Miami Children's Initiative is nationally supported by the Anike Foundation to find out what's really happening in the hearts and minds of our children within the Liberty City zip codes. Simply put, with a partnership with the school district, we've been given permission to work along with them in order to survey, if you will. Give a questionnaire to the students to find out what's going on in their home, in their health, so that we are no longer having programs that are not meeting the needs of those children. And we're so happy to be a part of that. We're about to kick that off once the school year gets going. Of course, all of us are adjusting because we don't know whether to wear a mask, put on a mask. We don't know how that's going to completely go back. As we're right here at the top of the month of August, we know that there's still some conversations. Broward County has made some decisions about how they're going to go back.
Yes, they want to go back with masks.
With masks, we know. And while we were taping this, the decision still had not been made. But we know going back into school August 23rd, we have some warriors out there who are going to take on the torch to continue this educational plan. But we're going to be walking in step with them for that social emotional piece to see what are those needs. And we're going to use this survey that we're so happy the district, through this Evidence to Success project, is helping us to do. And then we'll wrap up very quickly. If you are watching and listening right here on WMBM, if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on Instagram and YouTube, if you want to be a part of the narrative, of changing the narrative, being a part of the conversation, join me the third Wednesday of every month to be a part of the Together for Children network for Liberty City and Brownsville. We have about 40 participants that participate every month. Sometimes people are saying, well, I don't know where to go. I see this happening in my community. Join us in this network. You can call us at 786-488-5512, 786-488-5512, and join us in this network so that we can be a part of what it needs to be said to the mayor, to our governor, to all of those who have power of influence. You can be a part of that conversation. All right, enough of our highlights. I got a beautiful young lady sitting right here.
Yes,
she has been quiet and
anxious
patient.
and ready to go.
But let's dive right into it.
Yes.
Tell us, because listen, I see some stuff over there on that paper. Tell me, who is this beautiful lady to my right and to your left?
Well, this month we have the honor and the privilege to have the brand new principal at Charles R. Drew K-8, Dr. Selena Volcy. Dr. Selena Volcy is a native of Miami, Florida, of Haitian descent. She's a devoted wife and mother of 2 daughters. She's a proud alumnus of the Miami-Dade Miami-Dade Public Schools, as she graduated from the North Miami Beach Senior High School. I believe they're the Chargers. I believe they're the Chargers.
She doesn't know how this is bull country over here.
Okay. And she attended a women's basketball scholarship program at Nova Southeastern University. She earned her bachelor's in psychology. She continued her educational pursuits at East Carolina University and attained a master's degree in clinical psychology. Going on into her educational journey, she was able to attain a doctoral degree in educational leadership leadership and curriculum development, which helped lead her to opportunities for school leadership and administration, which has led her to her brand new role. We're so excited for her at Charles R. Drew K-8. Let's introduce formally Dr. Selena Volcy of Charles R. Drew K-8. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I am very excited to be here and also to be the new principal at Charles R. Drew K-8 Center.
Yes,
So
exciting.
thank you.
You're
So I
welcome.
want you to know I'm a Barracuda. So let me tell you what I mean by that. So prior to the Rams, before it became a K-8 center, I attended Orchard Villa. So I'm really homegrown,
Yes.
right? I attended Orchard Villa and then went over for middle school, that big leap. At that time, middle school was 7th and 8th grade. You still had 6th grade where you had the
Right.
formal graduation. And 7th and 8th grade, I attended Charles Drew Middle School, where we were the Burgundy Barracudas.
Yes.
But now you are a K-8 center, and you guys are the
Rams.
The Rams in blue and gold, aren't you?
Blue, gray, and white.
Blue, gray, and white.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, they ain't want to take my gold,
Yes.
right?
Keep your goal. Keep your goal.
We have the blue that feeds into the gold.
Yes, yes, yes.
But excellent term to use because Charles Drew truly is a feeder school into Miami Northwestern, thus beginning our relationship with Charles Drew. Now, I'm the 3rd CEO of Miami Children's Initiative. Now in our 12th year, it was a part of Audrey Edmondson, now school board member, at that time State Representative Dorothy Bendross-Meningall, to fuse through the mayor's office to infuse resources, state dollars, to minimize and reduce gun violence. And addressing that gun violence and addressing the violent behavior and the lack of completion of high school was to follow a cradle college to career concept. And how do you do it best except getting in the hearts and minds of those babies? Yes. And so thus began this partnership, and we have been able to boast that through this relationship, at one time when Drew was a F school, that we were able to be a part of what took them to a B, be a part of that social, emotional piece. And so we're looking forward to that continued relationship. Yes. So tell this audience, now that they know how we're connected, how we have this marriage,
Yes.
right? Because we're married to changing those lives. Tell us a little bit about you and your journey to Charles Drew.
So, as shared earlier, I am a product of Miami-Dade County Public Schools. I was a student there, and then as I finished college and went into the workforce, I was offered the opportunity to become a teacher at North Miami Beach Senior High School. I was a social studies teacher there for about 8 years, and I was given opportunities for leaderships through coaching teams and also professional development liaison, and then eventually magnet lead teacher. And that really led to my opening my eyes of the other side of education, which was leadership and administration. So I began to pursue further education on that, and that led me to becoming one of the assistant principals at North Miami Beach Senior High School. During my time there, I developed various leadership skills in how to lead a school in different areas in curriculum and development, operations, activities, athletics, and that ultimately led me to becoming vice principal. And then I was given the opportunity to be principal at Miami Central Senior High School for a few months, for about 3 months, right before the end of that school year, which was a great opportunity. I was able to, start understanding the role of principal, because it is different.
It really is.
From being an assistant principal, and it was a very exciting opportunity. And then I was called to lead Charles R. Drew about 3 weeks ago. And that definitely was exciting because this is something that I've always known that I wanted to work with kids since I was young. So to be able to be with a group of kids as they are in their developmental stages and to see them grow from pre-K, because we do have a Head Start pre-K to 8th grade, that truly is satisfying for me on a personal
Yes.
level.
Absolutely.
So that's my journey to being
And that's
at
like
Charles
part of
Drew.
and those years are kind of like some of their most impressionable years where you get to kind of see them
Absolutely.
develop their personality.
Yes.
And just see them come into themselves in those years from pre-K all the way to the 8th grade.
Absolutely.
So let me back all the way up to this basketball career.
Yes.
Because, you know, in my life, I've always dreamed of being at least 5'8", and I'm 5'4.5", right? So how tall are you?
So I'm 6'1".
That's what's up, girl. That's what's
Yes.
amazing. So 6'1". Talk to us a little bit about basketball, because I heard that, right?
Yes, so I started playing basketball in elementary, but really started taking it seriously probably in middle school. And I started playing basketball in high school, and being tall has its advantages.
Yes.
And my coaches.
You look fabulous in clothes. That's the thing. That's little short people around here. That's all. Oh, I'm sorry. Side moment. Forgive me, audience.
So, I took it very seriously. My coaches saw the potential and put in time with me, which led me to the opportunity to have a scholarship being offered. I got offered a couple scholarships, but decided to take the one with Nova Southeastern. That was the one that was financially the best decision to
Okay.
make.
Always important.
So I played basketball for 4 years there, and then after returning back to Miami, because I went to grad school in North Carolina, returning back to Miami, when I became a teacher, I was also offered the opportunity to coach, and
amazing.
I said, okay, makes sense. I might as well coach. I know how to play.
No
So-
WNBA aspirations?
No, I didn't have. I knew I always wanted to come back and do something with kids. So
Okay.
I didn't have that aspiration of wanting to play professionally. No.
Okay.
So let me keep driving real quick. So your leadership. Let's get right to Charles Drew. So then I would imagine your leadership style is probably from that coaching standpoint.
Yes.
And that team building process. Talk to us a little bit about that.
So I think that with any organization, it's important to facilitate collaboration, because that is how you end up reaching your goals. Because yes, you may have all of the abilities to get things done, but most of the times it's more efficient if you have a team approach.
Team around you.
Absolutely. And who wants to get to the top of the hill and
Yes.
celebrate by yourself?
Exactly.
I mean, you can, right? But it's always better to bring somebody along with you, right?
Exactly, because that was done for me, and I recognize the importance through being on teams, because even getting a scholarship, I wasn't able to score the points if my point guard didn't pass me the ball.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So we all have our roles, and it's important that we work together, set clear goals, set clear expectations, but work together to reach those goals.
So now as we move, talking about clear goals, I can't believe our time is just shot by us. But let's talk a little bit more about moving to August 23rd. And what are the plans? How do organizations like us assist you? What are your expectations and thoughts from the parents? Tell us, as we have this audience, what are your thoughts, plans, and what do we need to do to assist you to get back to school?
So as we all know, August 23rd, it's 100% face-to-face as of now. So it is important that parents are getting ready for this moment. We are a uniform school, start preparing for that aspect. Any supplies that you may need, I know there's multiple resources there out in the community to
I'll
get
tell you,
those resources.
August 14th, we'll be having our back to school drive. We'll be putting more information out, but August 14th, for those students who are part of our program, and even at Charles Drew, we will be providing. But you're correct. Starting even this weekend, there have already started, Ben, opportunities for people to get back to school moments. And then don't forget to take advantage of those tax days,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yes.
Pay
We have
attention
the
to the
tax
schedule.
holiday, and they've extended it. Usually it's just one weekend, so they've extended it to 2. So that is a blessing. So definitely taking advantage of those opportunities, but also many of the mandates that will still be in place. Students that are taking the bus, you will have to wear masks. I know right now, as of today, there is further discussions that are going to take place regarding the mask mandate. So parents should be prepared for whichever way the district guides us in terms of the mask policy. In having masks accessible for their students. Also, just where we will be having a student orientation, because many of our students across the district spent the school year online. So we want to re-engage
Reacclimate
and
them.
reacclimate all of our students. So we will be hosting a student orientation, and I would like the parents to know that that is scheduled for August 11th. And we will be sharing the dates, the time and the location. It will be on campus on August 11th, so that we can reacclimate everyone with the different schools policies and expectations for the school year.
So let me say this. We're going to take a quick radio break. We'll take a quick pause, and we're going to come back, hear a little bit more about what are the aspiration plans for the upcoming school year right after this break. Welcome back. Welcome back to this again, our segment for the month of August 2021. I can't believe this year has been running the way it has been. We are already in the fall of the year, but we are so happy again to have with us the new leader, the voluptuous, beautiful, just all of that, y'all. Just bright, brilliant, brains and beauty. Let me say it that way. We're so happy to have Dr. Volcy. Did I say it right? Oh my God, I hope I said it right. Y'all know how I am with this little tongue of mine, this Sylvester the Cat tongue of mine. My goodness. But we're so happy to have Doc with us, to share with us. And I'm going to allow Mr. Dawkins to continue this segment as we begin to just talk about, as we closed out, parent orientation, August 11th, you shared.
Yes, August 11th.
All right. And that is where they will be allowing you parents to ask all your questions. But let's ask that main question that everyone's talking about with that Delta variant and all that. Go ahead, Cedric.
Yes. So, Dr. Volcy, with the the prevalence coming up of the Delta variant, what, as far as you know right now, because I know it's kind of changing daily, what provisions or what protocols are they putting in place to kind of prevent a future spread, helping the kids stay safe?
So, as you mentioned, the current policy is still being under review, and we'll wait for further guidance from the district regarding what actually will be the set standards in place. But things that are going to continue will be the social distancing measures in the classroom, in the cafeterias, eating spaces, even during outdoor activities, ensuring that social distancing is taking place. Additionally, enhancing or ensuring that the air quality is at the standard that it should be, so that it's fresh air is coming in and out, and additionally ensuring that all of our areas go through deep cleaning on a daily basis. And also we have a area health screening room that will be utilized to, if there's students who may be showing symptoms, that we have a medical expert to analyze whether or not this student needs further medical attention. So those are some things that currently are in place that will continue, and we will continue to share information regarding the other additional policies that will be put into place to ensure that everyone is safe, and that our students and our staff feel comfortable attaining their education during this pandemic.
Now, something you mentioned earlier that I wanted to make sure that if you can just reiterate this, I heard you say 100% in person. So there's no option anymore if you can stay home and this and that. But everybody will be in the building.
Correct.
August
Everyone's
23rd.
in the building beginning August 23rd.
Okay, that's great. That's great. You said that team activities, they're going to continue in terms of band, things like that. There's no restrictions at this time.
At this time, unless guidance changes, I know last school year sports were allowed in terms of activities. There were some restrictions with certain activities. So we're waiting for further information regarding activities, but in terms of sports, those should still be aligned to what was allowed last school year.
Okay. Now, as the new principal at Charles R. Drew, K
Yes.
through 8, give us what is your vision? Like, where do you see the school at the last day of school? Maybe one or two things that you want to key in on and focus to try to improve.
So we are a performing and visual arts magnet. And one area that I definitely want to continue is the recruitment and retaining of these students, because the programs that we offer at our school enhance the academic environment for our students, because the students, they come for their math, their science, social studies, but that magnet piece, the entertainment side of it, makes them truly enjoy coming to school. So we really want to enhance the marketing of those programs, recruit more students, have or hold more performances to entice our students to not only want to be a part of the program, but bring your friend with you.
Yes,
So
yes.
at the end of the school year, I would love to see increase in enrollment in our magnet programs. And also this past year, during the last school year, I just found out last week, we were awarded bronze for STEAM.
Oh, nice.
Yay!
Very
So
good, very good.
we are a bronze STEAM school, and that is
Now,
something.
for the listeners, tell them what STEAM is, just in case they don't know.
STEAM focuses on infusing science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics within the
Yes.
curriculum and outside the curriculum with various activities such as robotics, engineering. So that is something that I want to also key in on in providing more opportunities for STEAM-related activities during school and after school for our students who may not be a part of the magnet or may be a part of the performing arts magnet, but that might be something that they're more interested in that can also bring our designation up, because we're aiming for a gold next school year.
Yes, yes, we want you to get that goal.
Yes.
That's wonderful, wonderful. Well, in closing, we want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule, because I know you're extremely busy with school starting soon, and you just got there. How long have you been at the school now?
So this will be the end of this week will be 4 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Wow, that's
yes.
incredible. Well, we're all excited for you.
We are so happy.
Yes, and we're looking forward to great things and the partnership with Miami Children's Initiative.
Absolutely. And I must say, I am a little bit of a history buff. So I'm going to laud you and appreciate the fact that I think you will be the first Haitian American to take this role.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
At Charles Drew.
Wow, that's
Right.
amazing.
And so you are being a trailblazer as a woman. You're being a trailblazer as it relates to just making sure and ensuring that all of our culture is sensitive and appropriate, but most certainly represented.
Yes.
And so we thank you, and we know you'll do it well.
Thank you,
Yes.
thank you. And I am so excited to be at Charles R. Drew and also the partnership with MCI.
All right.
Thank
Well, thank you for joining us, guys. We're going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back with our third segment. Well, I tell you, this is a terribly stacked show, right? We started off with the educational thrust, as we know that we have been focused on looking at how we better serve our children with relevant information, building relationships, and being a resource to the children and families of Liberty City. And so now, as we come into the last few minutes of our show, it is my pleasure to bring the founder, CEO, executive director extraordinaire, Anike Sakariyawo. Sakariyawo. All right, yeah. Listen, you had your moment. I know I'm headed to America's Got Talent. I know. Sakariyawo.
Yes, ma'am.
It is my distinct pleasure to bring you on to our MCI Live. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it, and thank you for the opportunity to be here.
Absolutely. So, Anike.
Yes.
I did that right. Sakariyawo
You got it.
is not a traditional American name.
It's not.
Share with me.
So my first name is Nigerian. I was named after my father's mother, and the last name is Nigerian and Japanese. So my great granddad was African Japanese. So Sakari means prime, and Yawo means wife, and Anike means shown favor. Like pretty much you have to take care of her. So,
Oh, my
So they saw all
goodness.
of that in me.
In you.
Thank you, Daddy. Yeah,
Yes.
so
What a
that's where it
beautiful
came
name.
from.
And so let's talk a little bit, as this is our educational highlight, the month of August. People are in back to school mode. They're ready to keep it moving and keep going. Talk to me a little bit about your educational journey. I know you are a graduate of that Burgundy and Gold.
You know it, Bethune-Cookman University.
Yes.
Go Wildcats. Yes. And so I would say I started teaching because I was inspired by my older sister who was autistic and mentally disabled. So I started teaching kids with learning disabilities. And of course, my dad, as a Nigerian, is like, oh no, Anike, you cannot be a teacher. You need to be a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, because they pride themselves in that area, whatever, for education. So eventually I started teaching kids with learning disabilities in 2013 after I graduated from Bethune-Cookman University. And from there, I was thrown into a 6th grade science classroom. And I didn't know, like, you know, I'm teaching kids with learning disabilities, and we go to teach kids with science, different concepts. So for me, I was like, you know, I want to be smarter than a 5th or a 6th grader.
Okay.
So I started taking classes at the age of 26 at Miami-Dade College, and I started to grow a love for it, even though I was intimidated by it. And from there, I went to Cambridge College, and I did a master's program. And so I started teaching science. I went from middle school, and I taught high school for like the last maybe 7 years of my teaching career.
Right.
And that encompassed teaching biology, teaching earth-based science, and physics. So I love physics the most because I like numbers. But I didn't know I was that good of a person in science until I started to learn about it. And then I tried to figure out a way, like, how can we make this fun? So that's how I kind of got into the education of transitioning from teaching kids with learning disabilities to teaching science, and then jumping into S.E.E.K Foundation.
But you brought up a valid point, which often is heard, especially of people of color, with some intimidation to the mathematics and science. Why do you think that's the case?
I think it's the case. It's because of the exposure, and also maybe the method on how it's taught, because I know even for myself, I struggled when it came to word problems as a kid. And it was like, I don't get it. And so when I had to teach it to students, it was like, this is physics. Like, how can I make acceleration a formula for that, or a formula for Ohm's law? How can I make it relatable? And so when I learned the information, it was like, okay, you need to tell them, well, what did they give me in this problem? Let's look at the numbers. Let's look at the vocabulary.
Right.
Let's take every little piece out. What is it they want me to find? So it's just more so making it relatable to them, and also giving them hands-on experience. So with teaching, I was able to find stuff at Home Depot. You want to know how the lights work on your wall, how you flick it on and off.
Yes.
Let's build it. Let's go over electricity. Let's talk about current. And so when they start to pick up the vocabulary words, it was easier for me to throw the numbers in. Like, why didn't your light bulb turn on? What is the voltage of a regular battery? Let's look on it. And so that's how I kind of transition into, okay, let's use some hands-on with the information, and it sticks with them longer, and they data show the trend of a whole class being proficient on the district assessment because they did more hands-on that looks like and relates to real life, not just regular experiments.
Right. And so understanding that it's really not necessarily, it's not the formal processes of math, but it's the processes to which we can teach children to function within that math.
Right.
And you know, of course, being in the urban core, often they're saying that those are failing schools, that students, so being able to have a relatable teacher in this moment, do you find that children, when you're doing this work which we need to talk a little bit about when we need to talk about S.E.E.K Foundation. But when you're doing this work for S.E.E.K, is it that that's one of the appeals as well? Relatable information as it relates to what you're giving, but also faces they can relate to.
Absolutely. So when they see someone that looks like them, because even my own experience, I remember science, old white guy, going over stuff, holding it up, and it's like, do you get it? Like, no, I don't. But
Right.
I'll answer the question the best way I can. So when I think about what I've done and kids who I interact with, they look at me as like, oh, she's a science teacher. She looks cool. She looks hip. And
Yes.
she understands this information. And it's like, I get it now. Like, it doesn't have to be as complicated, even though it is complicated. But when they see someone, even data suggests, when you interact with a familiar face, you're more than likely to go into
more
that field
relaxed, yes.
in regards to whatever you choose or whatever it is that you're interacting with. So I totally wholeheartedly agree with the data that's out there, and also just my own personal experiences of working with kids that look like me and kids looking at me learning science from someone that looks like them.
So talk to me, Anike, about S.E.E.K Foundation.
Absolutely. S.E.E.K Foundation is a nonprofit that started in October 2nd of 2012, and we teach children ages 5 through 18 how to build products through after-school STEM programs and or STEAM. And so sometimes when I say products, people are like, well, what is a product? So we have the understanding that not every kid wants to build a robot. So we teach them how to make chapstick, deodorant, mobile AC units, how to build a drone, how to fly drones, how to code. So we give
Wow.
them diverse skills. Because if you want to make chapstick, you can still learn about physical and chemical changes. If you want to make lotion, you can still learn about viscosity. You can be a chemist. They do molecular formulas and molecular structure all day. You don't necessarily have to be a coder.
Right.
You know, we have that initiative of teaching kids in those ages, because we don't just limit it to middle school, because the data shows when they're early, you can give it to them at an early age. They still need it in middle school, and they still need it in high school. And so we actually service over 10,000 kids within the 9 years that we've
Wow.
been. It's close to 16,000 after looking at some of the numbers from last year. But we just say over 10,000 kids. We're also working out of Atlanta, Georgia, where we partner with Coretta Scott King Young Women's Leadership Academy for 3 years. And now we're venturing off doing our own programs there. We recently opened up in 4 other states, which is California, New York, DC, and Texas.
Amazing.
In addition to that, hopefully we'll be potentially working with some things here in Miami Gardens with what they have going on with the whole race thing. So we're looking forward to a lot of more STEM everywhere and partnerships that make sense with what we're trying to achieve with kids.
But you just used an acronym. Talk to me about STEM, and you mentioned something earlier called STEAM.
STEAM, yes.
Pardon me.
So STEM it stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And as of recent, I would say maybe about 5 or 10 years ago, I'm not sure the exact numbers, they included the arts for STEAM. And so the arts was included because when you think of science, science is like an art. It's like innovation, like, how do I make a watch? How do I make a chair? How do I make this move? If we're talking about engineering with radio, sound waves. So it's all science with some type of technology put in together, like just us having this conversation with the microphones, like someone sketched something, someone
Yes.
put a prototype together. So all of that is intertwined with science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So some brilliant person, I'm sorry I don't know your name, came up with how to include the art in STEM,
Right.
and it produced a baby named STEAM.
Gotcha. And we were sharing with a child who has presented some challenges, we'll say it, behavioral challenges, and we hooked him up with a mentor. This particular individual can play 2 instruments, but felt like he could not excel in mathematics. And it was sharing information that you possess, or you activate a part of your brain that the average person does not. So for you to be able to have the ability to play 2 instruments demonstrates that you absolutely can master mathematics.
For sure.
When you find children that are, in that case, challenged by what they feel comfortable with as opposed to what they really could do, how would you elevate and how are you elevating students to recognize that?
So for us, it's more so about exposing them to something different and giving them that push, because we recognize that during our summer camp. And so when the kids were ready to build 3D printers, they were like, oh, this is boring, I'm tired. And I had to explain to them, this is new to you. You never build a 3D printer. You never seen a 3D printer. So of course it's gonna be challenging. In life, we have boring moments.
Yes.
We have fun moments. We have challenging moments.
Yes.
And so once they were able, I gave them a little pep talk, and once they were able to get into it, they are so excited. Well, we're excited because they finished it already, to see the end product. So they saw this big printer with filament with different colors, and they use a software to print out whatever it is they wanted to print.
Whatever they want.
Whatever your imagination says.
It will print it out. It's
exactly.
amazing.
And so sometimes it takes showing the kids something different that they may be interested in, and they may not be interested in, but it's just taking that time to say, you know what? This kid, they may say he's a behavioral problem, and that's what they tend to do with a lot of minority kids. And it's not that they're a behavioral problem. One, they may not be challenged. Two, they may not even have the skills to understand what is actually going on. And three, they just need exposure to something else. So it just takes for that person to actually see that, like what you mentioned, and then offer them something different that may pique their interest, and it may not until they get into it. So it's just taking that time to see that and offer them something different.
I cannot believe that our time has shot by so quickly.
Man.
But share with us, in parting words, how can someone reach you at S.E.E.K Foundation? And if they wanted to partner with you, what would be some things, or how would they do that? And how it, maybe on an individual basis for tutoring or things like that, where they find children that have some issues or circumstances, how can someone reach you?
So you can reach us at our website, which is www.seekedu.org. In addition to that, we have a local number here in Miami, which is 305-639-0142. And you can always reach us, email info@seekedu.org.
Okay.
In addition to that, we have social media outlets. We have Instagram, which is S.E.E.K INC. We have Twitter, which is S.E.E.K_INC, and we also have Facebook, which is S.E.E.K Foundation. And if we have an open door policy, so if it's something that we do not offer, we try to make sure the partnerships that we do have, we send them to the partnership that is appropriate for what it is that the parent and or family may be trying to seek out.
Well, I tell you, Anike
Yes.
Sakariyawo.
You got it. Yes.
Sakariyawo.
You got it.
It has been our distinct pleasure.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing how we can partner with you with our after-school programming.
Absolutely.
So that we can continue to ignite the minds of these innovators, these entrepreneurs. I mean, to hear you say that they can make chapstick and be exposed to that is absolutely phenomenal. We are so happy. I laud you in your success.
Thank you.
That you're duplicating yourself all over this country, that we would elevate urban communities to recognize that they have a place in the STEM and in the STEAM world.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate you for having me on this platform to share a little bit more about not just S.E.E.K, but how we actually work with kids so that they know there's something that they can do related to STEM and or STEAM.
I wouldn't mind having you come back. Maybe after they build a project, maybe we have them come and show it with us.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, we'll be in contact
All right,
with you.
thank you. Nice meeting you.
All right.
All right.
Well, welcome back. Thank you so much. Again, we are so happy as we're wrapping up this last segment of MCI Live. We are so thankful for those of you who have been watching us, all of the compliments and comments we get right here on Facebook, on Instagram, even on YouTube. But in addition to that, those of you that we meet and greet on the streets and around who say that you're listening to us right here on AM 1490 WMBM. Thank you. We want to encourage you to like, subscribe, and follow us right there at I Am Liberty City at I Am Liberty City on Instagram and YouTube, and then Miami Children's Initiative on our Facebook feed. So now, as we are wrapping up the summer and we are right here in the first week of August, we are so thankful and so fortunate for the partnership that our organization had with the Miami-Dade County Public Schools that provided us an opportunity to hire, through the Children's Trust, to hire summer interns. And it is my distinct pleasure to present to you the Miami Children's Initiative summer interns, for them to share who they are, what their experience was, and potentially what their future shall hold. And so I want to start, I'm not going to even call their names. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves with this beautiful lady right here to my right.
Hi, my name is Priscilla Mary Zier. I'm 15 years old. I attend Miami Northwestern Senior High.
The best school this side of heaven.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Um,
And you're 15 in what year?
I'm going to the 10th grade, so I'll be a sophomore.
A sophomore. Yes, ma'am. This beautiful lady.
Hi, my name is Rachel Morency. I go to I.T.E.K at Thomas A. Edison Educational Center. I'm 17 years old, and I'll be a senior next year.
Wow.
Hi, my name is Sophia Bazel. I go to I.T.E.K also. I'll be a junior next year.
Fabulous, fabulous.
Hello, everyone. My name is Azaria Greenaway. I'm 17 years old. I attend Miami Northwestern Senior
The
High
best
as
school this
well.
side of heaven. I'm just so sorry. I keep saying that. I don't know. It's like a knee-jerk reaction.
I'll be a senior this coming school year.
Wonderful.
Hi, my name is Christopher Pavon. I am 15 years old and I attend Miami Senior High School.
Y'all stingrays, right?
Yeah, it's the Stingrays.
Okay.
And I'll be a sophomore next year.
All right. 10th grade. Yes.
My name is Joshua Rivas, and I am in 12th grade now. I'm a senior, and I go to I.T.E.K.
You attend I.T.E.K as well. Mr. Rivas, thank you.
Hello, my name is Christy Jean Jacks. I attend Turner Tech.
Uh-huh.
I'm 15.
Yes.
And I'll also be a sophomore this
A
year.
sophomore, yes. We used to call them snotmores, but anyway, that just... All right, 10th grade, yes.
Hello, my name is Anthony. I'm going to be a senior this upcoming year. I go to Coral Gables Senior High School, and go Cavs.
Go Cavs, that's right. All right. So let's dive right into it, and I'll allow you guys to kind of share in this moment, and whoever wants to go. I think we kind of established that we kind of raise our hand. So talk to me about, first I want to know, what was it like in this 20 school year, like this 1920 school year? First, what was it like to just having to do school at home, all of that, and then we can get to the summer program. Was it difficult? Please share. What was it like?
All right, so last year I was a junior. I was an upcoming junior, and we started the school year as normal, and then COVID came.
Mm-hmm.
And as we know, your junior year is your hardest year because that's the year that the colleges will look at when you're going to graduate and you're going to apply for your scholarships and stuff. That's the most important year. And a lot of juniors in my school were just really falling apart. It was really hard to adjust from learning in the classroom and then going to just computer-based all the way.
Virtual, yes.
Yeah, we lost the support of a lot of our teachers. That physical support and connection that we had with the classroom, it just kind of just left. A lot of students who were doing well kind of slipped, and mental health was a really big issue.
Really?
Because everybody was stuck at home and there wasn't really much people to talk to, and everything that was going on with politics and the Black Lives Matter movement, everything was really rough.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess this summer was like a time for us to kind of breathe and get outside and stuff. And that's why I chose a summer camp for my internship, because I thought it would be fun to hang out with the kids and, get back that connection with just outside.
Amazing, amazing. Anyone else want to add? What was that 1920 school year like for you?
I'll go. I feel like the 2020 to 2021, it was really, really like chaotic for me. I mean, it wasn't, I can't say it was bad. I've learned a lot more since
You're
living
right.
through
Thank you
this
for
time.
correcting me, because I'm saying 1920, but it was 2021. Forgive me.
Right.
Yes.
But it was hectic because not everyone knew what they were trying to do to begin with. And then just coming off with then everyone else just telling you, well, this is how you should do things, and just outright just telling you what you should do. It's just like, it was too much for me, to be honest, and I kind of broke, as Rachel was saying. So.
Yes. And to have this invisible enemy, right? Like, that has now taken you into your home, and you're correct. The adults, even the officials did not know what to do or how to do it. And it was always kind of a moving target, like, okay, do it this way today, and then it's, no, do it this way the next day. And so, anyone else feel like you broke? It was a hard period for you with that mental health piece. Anybody else felt like that? It was? Come on, share. Miss Priscilla, share.
So I usually get A's and B's, and last year I started getting C's and D's, but I brought my grade up. I'm not gonna lie, I brought my grade up. I still got some C's. I was disappointed in myself. I was like, why am I getting C's? It was just really rough for me, cause like usually I have connections with my teachers, but this year I didn't really have any connections with my teachers. I had like one teacher that I was really close with, but that wasn't even my teacher. That was my friend's teacher, and he used to help me with math, because I struggle in math. And some other classes, like virtual school classes, I didn't know what to do, and my sisters were kind of helping me, and my parents were there to support me and help me, because they have other stuff to do. They have work to deal with and stuff.
And they were probably trying to work from home as well, and you're trying. Did anybody find themselves having like computer issues, right? Because we won't even go back to the distribution of those laptops, right? We won't even talk about that. And really, some of us experienced that digital divide, even among this group. Some may have already had computers at home, had internet access, where some didn't. You had to go through that process of getting the computer, getting internet access. But let me dive in just a little bit about how you came out of that, right? I'm glad to hear you were able to, even share with us that I struggled with my grades. Do you really think that virtual is different from in person? Because some people have come to say that it's easier, they prefer it. I see you shaking your head. Come on, talk to me.
It's because I personally don't agree with that. I find virtual a place where you really don't learn. Like, at the end of the day, we're not really adults. We're still children, and we get distracted easily. And looking at a screen for 7 hours, a person can't concentrate on something. Maybe for the first 2 hours, but after 3 hours, there's distractions. Let's say if you're virtual at home, because personally, when I started the year of freshman, I was at home with 2 other brothers that I also needed to assist. And it was a struggle as myself trying to do my classes and then assist them as well with doing their stuff, joining their Zooms and joining their teams. And it's a real struggle trying to learn virtual because first off, if you have family, you need to deal with your family, especially in Miami where there's a lot of construction. There's also outside distractions with noises in houses.
And don't forget the fact that you just want to go to sleep. You just want to be.
You just want to go to sleep. Like virtual, some people can learn, but from that some, it's a minority from the 100%.
Yes.
That's something that takes dedication. And even if you're an advanced student who does normally well in school, the virtual, you just cannot learn well from it. It's really distracting. Personally, I've always been an A and B student, but when I went virtual for my freshman year, first off, it's a whole experience of it in itself because I'm entering a new school virtually. I cannot even see my teachers in person. And you don't feel a connection at all with the people that they're teaching you because you haven't even seen them in person. You haven't been able to contact them, nothing.
And so human touch does mean something, right?
Human touch does mean something. Not even human touch, just human visuals of a person. You feel like you're talking to a robot when you're looking at a camera compared to being in the classroom and talking to a teacher and raising your hand and talking to them. And personally, the whole virtual part of the beginning of the 2020 to 2021 school year, it was horrible. It was painful.
Let me hear from you on the end. How was your experience?
Okay, so my experience personally, virtual, I remember on the first day that the virtual school was supposed to actually start, it was terrible. It was a whole disaster.
Oh, yeah, remember the whole system crashed?
It was a disaster.
Yeah, it crashed for the first week or two, right?
We didn't even get to have school that day.
And oh my God. Oh, I didn't want to call the name. Okay, go ahead.
The first day
it came from the children. I didn't say it.
Me personally, I try to look my best to go on camera because I know it's still a first impression at the end of the day. So when everything wasn't working, I was like, I just woke up and did all this for no reason. 'Cause nothing happened. The second day, for that whole entire week, I believe, everything was just bad.
Right,
nothing
right,
was working.
right.
And then when we finally got it down packed, there were still connection issues. And I know as he said, with the freshmen, I feel like it was very hard for the freshmen coming in because they're leaving their middle school and they have to start virtually. I never thought about it that way until he said that.
I was
and I know
so
that was
nervous as
really
a
hard.
student going into my freshman year. I mean, I remember staying on the phone all night. Now I show you my age. We had like hand phones, we used to pick up the old school. And so me and my friends were on like a three-way. Y'all don't even know what I mean when I say a three-way, right? And we were crying and we didn't know what we were gonna wear and we felt like they were going to beat us up on the first day. So you have all of those anxieties going from middle school to high school. You bring up very valid points. So those students coming in was a whole new level of anxiety, right?
Right, because I know for your freshman year, it'd probably be best for you to be in person, but for them not even having that chance or opportunity to, if I was a freshman, it would be pretty tough.
It would have been pretty tough.
But personally, when I was virtual, there are pros and cons of it because you have more time to yourself. You get to work at your own pace. Like, because for me personally, at my school with my teachers, they gave us, everything wasn't due the same day we got it. So we had time. I mean, we had personal time to ourselves. We didn't have, it wasn't as pressuring as someone standing in front of you, standing over you, telling you, get this done, you got to hurry up, get this done. You have the next class to go to. You don't have to worry about running down the hall to your next class. You could use the bathroom when you want to. That was a good thing. You had food. You didn't have to hear, oh, you can't eat in my class. You can't do this. You can't do that. But since you're home, you have that sense of free will. So that was a benefit.
Wow, wow, wow. My life, the children's life of Liberty City and Miami Children's Initiative are forever changed and impacted because you checked the box to say you wanted to do summer camp. And I want to say thank you. And I hope that this leads you to a career potential that you want to turn around, that you want to be like me, right? In the sense that I'm a graduate of Northwestern, but I get a chance to bless the children of Northwestern by giving them academic support. At ITech, at Coral Gables, right? At Miami High, you have a chance to turn around and give back. Listen, thank you for joining us for this moment of In Focus, also a portion of our MCI live radio broadcast. We want to thank you. I celebrate these teens. If you want to know more information about Miami Children's Initiative, the work that we're doing and how we're changing lives, we want to encourage you to go to MiamiChildren'sInitiative.com. We want you to like, follow, and subscribe to us on YouTube at I Am Liberty City and Miami Children's Initiative. Bye-bye, guys, and have a great day.